Yeah.
Yo. How's everyone doing? Man United Agenda, evening update here with my friend Mr. Rise. How you doing? Let's go. Yes, good evening, everybody. This is the Man United Agenda. My name is OMONDI, and I'm here with the best commentator in the land, and that's TalkMU, Rise. How you doing, Rise?
Yeah, big up, boy. Too kind.
I want to ask you a question, Rise, just to update people, because it's been a really eventful week. Can we start from, say, last Watford? When was that? Last Saturday or Sunday? And just do a little quick run through exactly what's happened throughout the week. So we played, was it last Saturday we played Watford?
I think it was last Saturday, yeah.
Okay, so we went there and we lost 4-1 and disaster.
Yeah.
What happened next? What happened next?
We went into meltdown, basically, didn't we?
Okay, so... And then when Ollie was, a few days later, Ollie was removed or sacked. We don't know yet effectively what it was. And
well, it was a mutual consent. I think they realised that they had to do it respectfully, which... I don't think they thought. Sorry, I'll rephrase that. They wanted to do it respectfully, so I think they did the right thing the way they did it. Let him do his farewell video, everything with the players and everything else. So it was done nicely, although it did have to be done. No two ways about that.
So then, TalkMU, can you let the people know there's an announcement from the club, wasn't there, about what they were going to do next? It was like a caretaker manager, a janitor, and who was that?
Yeah, so that was Michael Carrick. So Michael Carrick was obviously thrust into the position. I'm sure that he was sort of consulted on that, and he must have been open to doing so. He's stepped up to the mark.
But also in the announcement, didn't they say? They said he's a caretaker manager. They actually planned it. They gave you a schedule what's going to happen. They said then the interim will come in for the rest of the season, and then they said a full-time manager will be employed at the end of the season. Apparently, they said that.
Yeah, I mean it's all. I mean, everything step by step seems to be the right moves that the club's made, and it's been the best moves the club's made for a long time, in my opinion. You know. So
then we go on to we have it's game after game, isn't it? Every couple of days now. Then we had the Villarreal game, and at that point we had to go to Villarreal, a place we've never won before, with Michael Carrick as a caretaker coach, running the team, even though he hasn't got his badges and all this kind of thing. And the group was still in the balance. We still had to sort of kind of win that game. And what the result was? What was the result there?
2-0.
2-0. So that's success. We were buzzing about that, weren't we?
Yeah, I mean, it was a great result. I did predict it before the night. I think it was the night or 2 days before, and it was I just thought that the players had some pent up emotion, which can be positive, when you've got a point to prove. So I knew that was going to go for us. The first half, as we know, we talked about, it was elements of
Let's not go there, talk. Let's not go there. We disagreed. We were bumping heads.
No, we did. But the first half, there was some elements of it that were good. Don't get me wrong, but it was, for me, it was the midfield breakdown. So obviously, we've talked about that, so we can shift on. Second half.
Second half.
Different story.
Okay, so we've got the result, and that meant that we've qualified now for the knockout rounds. Mm-hmm. Brilliant. So this is Carrick. He's going in with a bit of momentum now, and then since then. A few days later, after that, we had an announcement and a breaking news here on the Man United Agenda and all over the world that Ralf Rangnick was given a job, appointed a job as interim manager, just as the board had said prior to that. He's going to be an interim manager with a 2-year extended contract to be overseer, advisor, thereafter. You know, maybe a director of football. These are the roles he's usually had with clubs. And there's a lot of, since then, everyone's been researching, looking into his philosophy and everything else. And the overall opinion, I think, is everyone happy? It seems like everyone's happy. Is that right, Rice?
Of course. I mean, it's a fabulous appointment, and what I do like about this guy is not just his footballing intelligence and his ability to employ it. It's his confidence, because he's already come out and stated that he wants the full-time managerial position. And for me, that means that he's confident that he knows all about our squad. He knows all about the players. You know, he's been watching them. He's been watching us. I'm sure he has.
He knows about Luke Shaw as well, doesn't he?
Apparently so, yeah. So, you know, it's you know, when you take a step back, listen, I've tweeted out, I've had some people tweeting me on Twitter and stuff, you know, making comments about X, Y, and Z around Ollie. And I've just said, look, listen, Ollie's played his part in our evolution. We are about to evolve now under Ranić, but Ollie played his part in what had to happen before that. And in my opinion, there was nobody else that could have done it like Ollie did it. And I had people asking me the question, but explain what you mean. And I've had to just say quite simply, well, if you don't know what I'm talking about, then go and look closer. If you don't understand what I'm saying, then go and look closer. Because otherwise, you know, I'm not going to try and educate fans who are only sort of, you know, looking from a distance and not really like getting in depth and looking at and analysing what's been going on. I'm not there to try and, you know, sort of hold these people's hands. You know, don't come to me saying, oh, no, he didn't explain how he did. No, you tell me why he didn't then, because you can't.
But why people look at? I think it's better to look forward. I think, what's the reaction to people looking forward to Ralph, and what sort of feedback are you getting?
Yeah, I mean, most people seem quite excited, and rightly so, around this appointment. We know what type of football he plays. We know his type of personality. He seems like the type of guy that's not going to really be taking any nonsense, and he's going to be quite open and honest with the players. You know, right from the off. I think there's going to be certain players that are going to get told, you know, look, listen, okay, you and you are going to have to work harder. You know, that kind of approach.
So now we're at the stage now. This is like a couple of days ago. Ralph's been announced that he's coming in. Obviously, now we've had to focus on the Chelsea game because Ralph is not touching his Chelsea game. He's going to be dealing with the Arsenal game afterwards, isn't he? So we got to go to Stamford Bridge tomorrow. I'm going to be there with the Man United crew, doing a bit of filming. We're going to be with the Stretford Paddock as well, doing a little link up with those guys. So it's a big game. Chelsea are top of the table, and Michael Carrick's taking charge. So he had his press conference the other day, and he was bombarded with loads of questions about everything that we're talking about right now. This immense week, everything that's been going on this week, and I thought he handled it pretty well. So we're now into Saturday night, the night before, the eve of the big game, and this is where we're at now, people. I hope we've just given you a quick little update of what's been happening this week. I know you all know about it, but sometimes you have to remind ourselves of how eventful it's been. So we've got a few topics to discuss today, guys. Welcome, everyone. I see you in the comments. Yeah, we'll be coming to you very soon and picking out any really decent comments that we want to grab and have a little chinwag about. So this is Michael Carrick's last game. I watched your show last night with Mr. B. He's done a decent job, hasn't he? Beating Villarreal. But now he's going to go to Chelsea. It's a big test. How do you feel about Michael Carrick? Because there's people linking him to Ollie and saying that he's part of the Ollie crowd. He should be kicked out as well. But he's a great Man United player, and he's done all right. He's been cool and calm, and just as he was as a player, in my opinion. So how do you feel about Carrick going into tomorrow's game and what he's done this week? How he's handling it?
Look, he's handled himself extremely well, press conference wise. The way he's carried himself as the head of Manchester United, the manager, made some good decisions in terms of the game itself, i.e., substitutes at the right time, right type of substitutes. Tactics, he got right as well, in my opinion. So yeah, this game, I'm confident in him for tomorrow to get the lads and the boys into the right frame of mind. We know what we're to expect of Chelsea. They'll know better than us what to expect from Chelsea. And I believe there is a statement actually from Thomas Tuchel. If you can let everybody know what that statement is on Monday, then we can sort of digest that. And then
so it's really interesting, isn't it? The week that we get Ralph in, Ralph, what everyone's discovering now, Ralph is the father of a style of football called the Gegenpress, and it's been sort of tweaked by certain other managers. The Bayern Munich manager now, Jurgen Klopp, and Thomas Tuchel as well. He's had his own style and tweaked it to have his own identity with it as well. So they've all played around with it, and they all give credit to Ralph, who's going to be our boss very soon. So in the press conference for the Chelsea-Man United game, here's what Thomas had to say. Now, guys, I want you to listen very carefully and just read between the lines and listen to what Thomas is saying. There's been a lot of respect when referring to Man United and Ralph now. So here's Thomas. He says, I will never write anyone off, okay? Not in this league and not in this game, okay? It's a very big club, talking about Man United, and very experienced at the top level of players. So the players saying are very experienced and they are top level players. This is from Thomas. This is still the case, and part of the performance from us, meaning Chelsea, part of their performance on Sunday is to not let them perform. Okay, read what you want into that, and then he says, once you let them perform. So he said, his job is to not let them perform because he said they're high level player, which we are. But he said, once you let them perform, you can see in seconds and minutes the full potential and talent of these players at the highest level. Okay, I can read that out again, but I'm not going to. I'm sure you all heard that. TalkMU, what do you read it between the lines? I know you like to do that. What do you sniff? What are you sniffing here? What do you smell? What's cooking?
Yeah, I read it and I thought, whoa, okay. Then you're bound to say the first bit, which is with big club and great players and all that. It was the bit about him saying, not letting us play. That really sort of, got my attention. And so, I think what he's meaning by that is either going to mark out the key players, key players like Bruno Fernandes, maybe Donny van de Beek, them kind of players who can make the midfield tick. Because like us, if he's fully aware of our midfield sort of incompetence as of late, he knows if he keeps that midfield quiet, it's going to be very difficult for us to get him anywhere behind them. And also, yeah, we can try and push it wide. But then again, if they press us in the wide areas, where else do we go from there? Long ball? I don't think he's going to go all out, full on press. I don't think he'll do that, because for me that could fall into our hands. Because again, if they leave spaces in behind, and we can get one good pass, it only takes one good pass when they do that, and you've got someone like Cristiano Ronaldo on the shoulder who can go boom, he's off, and if he's one-on-one with a keeper, it generally turns into a goal. So for me, I think he's give us a little bit of a clue as to how he's going to approach this. And let's say, for me, it's going to be man-marking particular players, snuffing them out of the game. What do you think about what you said? How do you make it?
Yeah, I think I read into it a lot. I think, first of all, he's given us the ultimate respect. He has to respect our players. He's in a position now where he's played. I remember he played Liverpool. He lost to Man City. I think he lost to Man City this season, if I'm correct.
Yeah,
I think Chelsea lost to Man City. Yeah, that's the only defeat they've had. So they're playing against another big club and with big players. So you can't look at the table because I think we're ninth as it stands right now, and say it's an easy win for Chelsea. Even though we had our Chelsea fans on the show the other day, and Daniel especially was saying they're going to do us. So I think he's showing us respect, which is a smart thing to do, because it could be a backlash. We could be coming on form and do them something. And he's also being kind and courteous to our players, saying they're top level players. You give them a minute to play. So to me, it's like his tactics going into this. It seems what he's giving away here, what I'm reading between the lines, he's going to try and stifle us and stop us from playing. And I believe it's underhand, kind of like dagger in the side to Ollie, to sort of say that we've got all these talented players, but you can stop them from playing in a way. It's kind of like that, and it's true. If you look at our players and look at our form, it doesn't make any sense. We should be achieving far more than we should, and I think him saying that is giving credit to Ralph coming in, saying you've got these good quality players, and our job now is to stop them from doing what they can do if you give them seconds and minutes, like you said there. So I find that really respectful towards us, and also a bit cautious. Maybe he's I don't think Chelsea go all out anyway. They're very disciplined and very structured in their system. But I think their main thing is they don't want to get that backlash from the changes that we've had and the week that we had, and finish the last game on a Sunday when everyone will be watching. Everybody will be watching this game. and finish getting lashed from us, because that would just finish our week, which would be a perfect week for us. That cherry on top.
I want to ask you: Do you think we should play narrow, or do you think we should try and stretch the pitch?
I personally think we're going away to Chelsea. We have to be compact, the same way Carrick set up the other day. Just be compact. Let them try and play through us. I don't see them. They got players like Mason Mount. They play kind of like it's not going to be skill. If you sit in front of them and let them say come through us and play, I think we can manage them. But if we let them score first, for example, then we might have a problem because they will definitely sit back. They seem to play these wing backs, which means they're very secure at the back. They're very compact as well. And they would also say, come at us, like they did with Liverpool. I mean, imagine they had 10 men against Liverpool for a whole half and contain them, and we're able to eat them up, So we really have to be, it's going to be really tactical, this game, I feel, to break him down and beat this guy. And I think but the thing is, we got the magic. We got that little extra bit of spice with the players that we have up front, up top. And if we did get an opportunity, we could do it. But they've got a great goalkeeper. They've been consistent all year. So it's going to be a real test for Carrick. And I'll be happy with a draw against this Chelsea side.
I think counter-attack is the way to go for Michael on this one. There's no two ways about that. He's going to, like you said, the first half of the Villarreal game, that's what I was talking about. And I said elements of that game will benefit us in this Chelsea game. And elements of the second half also will benefit. So if we can combine those two aspects of that game and do it well and take our first-time chances, this is going to be important. I don't think we're going to get an awful lot of chances, but when they do come, we're going to have to make sure we're really on it. First touch is going to have to be crucial. We don't want none of that kind of the ball getting it played into a really great area, get into somebody's feet, and then they have a bad first touch and it's broke down. That'll be criminal if we see that. But I'm confident that we will keep them quiet in our half, and we have got enough to go. You know what? Pass, and somebody's off, and bang, we can sting them. Yeah. We can really sting them.
I just want to jump on this comment here for bath time, which is relevant about the game and how Carrick might set up. He says Carrick seems to be more structured than Ollie was, out of possession. We were compact in Carrick's 4-4-2. We were compact in Carrick's 4-4-2 than we were in Ollie's 5-3-2 setup. There you go. So 5-3-2 is usually going to come at us. We're more secure, but he's saying here, even with the 4-4-2 in Carrick's setup, it was more compact and more. We managed teams better than we did. I think with Ollie's 5-3-2, we allowed teams to sort of come at us too much, and then especially that overlap of the wing, that kind of thing. And I think with the fullbacks they have, especially on form, Reese, James, these guys can really sort of cause trouble going forward. I just think if we, like you said, the main thing is against Chelsea, be compact, keep our shape, and if they play through us with some magic, fair play, I can take that. But if we allow them stupid goals or easy goals, or we're all over the place, not secure like that, then I think it's ridiculous. We have to respect these guys the same way they'll be respecting us.
Yeah, without a doubt, 100%.
So, guys, in the comments, what do you think we need to do to beat Chelsea or get a good result there? How do you think he should set up? We've seen him set up against Villarreal the other day, which is a good, great example there of what Carrick did, going away from home and beating a team who've never beaten away from home before in the past. So, yeah, let's have a look. And moving on now, we're going to go on to Poch, our boy Poch. He always seems to be connected with Man United, doesn't he? Have you got I've got it here. But do you want to read it out? Poch has made a statement. Obviously, they're playing St. Etienne this weekend. And before the game, they've been really quiet. Leonardo, the top guy, I don't know what role he has, but he's just the main guy at Paris Saint-Germain. He said something which kind of contradictory to what we were saying. He said that they have no contact. No one's contacted them, or no one's made an approach. And then we said we've made 5 or 6 approaches. So think, well, have we approached Poch or not? So today, Poch has said something quite key. Do you want that, or do you want to read it out, or do you want me to read it?
Out, yeah. So
go ahead.
Yeah, so Poch, in response to all the, shall we say, rumours, has come out and he says, and I quote, "We are always focused on the football, our games and our work. It is not us nor the club who generate these situations. It does not affect us. I am focused on PSG. We are used to rumours arriving. When they do arrive, it's a good sign that there are many of them. It is a sign that we are doing good work. We are calm and humble and it is not creating these rumours. It's not us creating these rumours. So it's obviously, what he's basically saying is he's distancing himself from him having anything to do with what's coming from Old Trafford. So he's basically saying what you've just said, what Leonardo said. We've not spoke to Man United. You know what I mean? Which is a bit weird, really, when you consider all the news that came out about it. I mean, it's a bit like saying, yeah, I'm on there. I can see you there. And he going, no, I'm not here now. I'm not really here now. It's like, what? You know what I mean? Denying that you was ever there. It's not. It's a bit. You know what? It is what it is. But I think for me, you have to look at this from PSG's point of view, where you know what, there was all this talk about Poch for Man United. The feathers got ruffled. The talks about them talking to Zidane, blah blah blah. The next thing you know, out of nowhere, you know, Rangnick's getting the job. So everything sort of just caves in around Pochettino and Paris. So then the power is then back with Paris when it comes to Poch, isn't it, really? Because he knows he can't leave now. So the power is back with them. And it's funny that he now comes out and says what he said. So again, I think this is a bit of appeasement going on here on Monday as well.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. And appeasement was what led Neville Chamberlain to war in 1939 when he tried to appease the German Chancellor. You know, we're not going to mention his name. But yeah, sometimes it's not good to appease people like that. Sometimes it's been good to be brutally honest. But I think in his case, he was under a bit of pressure. They lost against Man City. I don't know what the fans are feeling about him out there, but there's a lot of issues I think that he needs to resolve at Paris. And I think he's got an opportunity to make something happen. Didn't win the league last season. They really want the Champions League. They've got an opportunity now with a front three, but he just really needs to tweak that and make it work. Because there's been so many rumours that he only deals with the defence, or he doesn't really pick the team. And as we saw against Man City the other day, Man City had a philosophy. They played as a team, and man for man, you could say, well, their front three was a lot better. But Man City played as a team, and everyone's pointing out how the front three weren't tracking back and weren't helping the team, and that kind of thing. So lots for Poch to sort out. But if Poch is going to be our manager, I think to distance himself from that now is the wise thing to do, considering the fans and the uproar it would be, for the last couple of weeks, So he's sort of, like I say, any of these statements to footballers or managers or people in football coming out with these days, it is all tongue-in-cheek. It is all like scripted. We're never really going to hear the truth. I mean, you only have to look at Michael Vaughan grovelling with his statement today. I don't know if you heard that in the cricket. Michael Vaughan was grovelling really badly. They really got him bad because he's been indicated with some sort of racism or within the Yorkshire Cricket Club. And he came on camera and he was all over the place. He was in a bad place and twisted up by the media. So, it's sometimes when you've got scripted things and you're not being honest, like Michael Vaughan, for example, it shows.
I just want to say, if you have to also consider where Poch sees himself at the end of the season, considering what's been publicly announced by Man United, that Rangnick is going to be there to the end of the season. So Poch has got to be respectful to his club and respectful to us at the same time, because it's a possibility that we may well go for him at the end of the season if things don't work out for him there at Paris, because it's looking like, I would say that, I would edge my bets that it's not going to work out for him. Let's just say that.
Here's something really clever here from Rashmano. How you doing? He says, no formal approach is different to club contact. So that if you understand what I mean, it's
great point.
Yeah, very good point. Very good point. And I'll just go add a few points here because we're on this topic that we're talking about. Half time again, so my only real concern about Poch is his reliance on fullbacks to provide width, and I don't think there's a lot on the market we can get. Yeah, Paris has got some nice fullbacks at the moment, haven't they? And here we go with Tunsal likes playing 3-4-3, so the wing backs go up and down the whole time, which is dangerous.
It is dangerous, but thank you, Noah. It can also be dangerous for Chelsea as well if they get caught short. There's nobody else there. That's a great formation to counter attack against, because if they are wide open, you get through them spaces. Bosh, you can outnumber them if you've got the three up front.
Right, we're going to it's half time, boys. Get your oranges. And at half time, I'm just going to give a little team talk to you guys. I want you to push the like button. Get up and down, left, right, push the like button, pass it into feet, and bring it back. Get the return, and push the like button, and like over and over again. And subscribe and tell your friends, yeah? All right, time's over. Let's get back out there and
also
what's
pressing.
next?
Pressing.
Yeah, let's press.
Pressing.
Yeah, more pressing. We're going to hear a lot of that word lately, aren't we? For the next few years, we'll be hearing a lot about pressing. But on this show, we want you pressing the like button, like and subscribe, because also we're on our way to 1,000 subscribers, guys. And you guys have been fantastic for us. We like seeing you here. We've seen some regular heads every time we come on duty. I'll be mentioning you guys later, but we really appreciate the love you guys are showing us. When we get to 1,000 subscribers, we'd be doing a draw, and you can win a Bruno Fernandes signed shirt, and that draw will be live. And you're nothing up my sleeves. It won't be cheating. Solo won't be winning it again like he did last time. So put your name in the hat, and we can go with this. So, guys, we're going to go on to sort of some other news now, and just some gossip, some rumours that have been doing the rounds. Can I start this off, please?
Yes, go for it.
TalkMU. So this is the one that really tickled me, and I'm like, okay, I like this. So Ranić, he's identified someone already, apparently. This is from Manchester Evening News, who would be suited for Manchester United. And his name is Amadou Herrera. He used to play for Salzburg, and now he got signed by Ralph to Red Bull, and he's a Malian international, big, strong, talented midfielder, and could probably play deep as well. He's a baller. I know this guy. I've been playing Champ Manager, known him from morning, seen his development, but he's a great player. And obviously he knows this is something, the advantage is he knows the system. He knows how to play. And there's this £33 million release clause with Red Bull. And apparently we're going to be triggering that and bringing this guy in. For those of you who haven't heard of him, go and check him out. Plays for Red Bull. And I think he's a good suit because he's not someone who's really mentioned that often. You hear about these other names that have been thrown around, but just shows you that someone who's suited. We're buying people like Liverpool does, like Klopp does. They seem to buy players that are suited to the system and not just big name players, and they identify them early and pick them out and bring them into the club, So, about this guy, Malian international.
I was just going to say, I don't really know that much about him. However, the fact that Ranić himself has identified a midfield player, strong midfield player, this is what we was getting at about, he understands already our weaknesses and imbalances in our midfield. So if he's already identifying a midfield player, that vindicates, in a way, it vindicates what Ollie was trying to do because he was struggling. We knew he was struggling a lot in that midfield. I'm not sort of making a case for Ollie to have been kept at his job and all the blah blah. No, I'm not at all. But I did support Ollie, right up until the end, until it got to those runs of the last sort of how many of the games it was, where it was just quite clear things had gone south, But it's a great and encouraging sign that he's actually identified this type of player because, like I say, I mean, we do need a player of that, what you've said there, that kind of caliber in the midfield, to give us some oomph in there. So it's
totally agree.
Yeah, that's it. Big up Millionaire.
Hi, Melina. And another thing, here's Noah here. You're talking about Danny Omar, and he's been on my radar for a long time. He used to play. Imagine this. He used to play for Barcelona. He left there. He went to Croatia to play for Dynamo's Zagreb, and killed it out there. He was balling it. Spanish player playing out there. It's very rare you see that kind of thing, But very talented. He's obviously gone to Red Bull now, and we've seen him. You guys might have recognised him from the Euros as well. Attacking midfielder, a lot of legs, a lot of talent. He can do it all, and he's definitely suited for that system that Ralph seems to play as well. It can come in those sort of areas. But we've got a lot of talent in those areas already. But there's another guy, good shout, Noah, another sort of identified another sort of player who would be suited and knows the system as well. Want to say hi to Melina. Miss Melina, as we asked you the other day, we didn't get a response. Are you scared? What's going on? We want to know if you're going to join us next week. We're playing you on Thursday. Miss Melina, if you don't know, is an Arsenal fan, and she's brilliant. She knows everything about Arsenal, and she must be buzzing at the moment. Too good to speak to us down at the bottom of the table and the mid-table. Yeah? Is that how it is, Miss Melina? Anyway, we want to see you next week. We'd love to have a little link up and do a little show together about the big game coming up, unless you're scared. So, yeah, what other transfer news or gossip have you got, TalkMU? You got anything to add? I've got a few more.
Yeah, there's some Barcelona are obviously looking at two of our players. So it's Jesse Lingard and apparently Edinson Cavani. So,
okay.
now the question is Jesse Lingard now going to reopen contract negotiations if he has a conversation with Rangnick? And Cavani, I mean, what's the value for us, in letting him go? Because obviously we're not going to get any kind of fee, are we? If we do let him go, I don't think there's any kind of fee involved, is there? So
no, because he's over the age, isn't he?
Yeah. So we would just save on wages, So for me, is Cavani the real issue there out of those two? I mean, yeah, all right, don't get me wrong, he's a great player and everything else, but we have got Mason Greenwood, we have got Ronaldo. Ronaldo's going to be there longer than Cavani. My out of those two players, if I was asked which one would I rather keep, obviously I'd rather keep Jesse Lingard, because we know what type of player he is, and I think he would bring more value to the squad under this manager in the system than Cavani would. Now, a lot of people might agree with that.
That's a great point, TalkMU. Yeah, really good observation there. You've obviously studied the system, the style that he plays, and Jesse Lingard seems to suit this perfectly, with the pressing, the legs that he's got, the drive, to be able to fill in those positions. He's intelligent with it as well, picking up those positions. He's been that sort of plays in that sort of role most of his career, where he has to sort of find space in those sort of areas there. And he's very effective like that. Yeah, so it'd be interesting to see what happens with Jesse Lingard. Like you say about Cavani, Barcelona, I've heard that rumour before. I think Cavani, I don't know how happy he is at Man United, but the fans love him. I love him. I think he's so talented. I would like him to see out his contract at the end of the summer, and just so our younger players like your foster kid, Greenwood, get some more experience off him.
Yeah. I mean, I would like. I think, is his contract up at the end of this season?
That's correct.
So, yeah. So you know what I mean. If like I say, in terms of value, like ratio, wages, what's he being paid, etc. And plans from Rangnick, game time possibilities and all that kind of stuff. If they work that out, I think he'll probably end up leaving. And you know what? What a great opportunity! I would say that he probably would set that up if Barca gave him the right offer for a season. A season or even two, just to get them, because Xavi needs some players now to get them, like we were talking about us being snapped back on track. That's exactly what Barcelona need now, with some really great players to snap them back into, a kind of winning formula again, and then gives them breathing space, to get new players in, younger players.
So while we talk about Barcelona in reverse, I heard you mention something earlier about a Barcelona player quite possibly being linked with Man United.
Yeah, Dembele. Is it Ousmane Dembele, the winger?
Yep. French international.
24-year-old. Yeah, I mean, again, this has come from Mundo Deportivo in Spain, so I don't know what sort of truth there is around this, but his contract with Barcelona runs out next summer, so it's a possibility. And like I say, all these rumours that happened before Rangnick arrived around Manchester United, because I think I've heard this one before also, may now be null and void, just simply because Rangnick's going to have to identify who he needs and wants, who he thinks is going to be capable of sort of jumping into the fold and take on board what he wants them to do, rather than bringing in players just because they're a good player and they fit a position, and let's just go and get them. That's what we've done in the past. We all know this as Man United fans. Our sort of recruitment has been shocking. We've not been very, very good at our recruitment. So I believe that Rangnick is going to now start identifying the correct players for what it is he exactly wants the club to do and the team to do on the pitch. So maybe this could happen, or maybe it's just a case of that now. Again, it's just null and void. So
I think when you look at Dembele, I mean, he was he at Rennes or one of them team in France or something. Then he's gone to Dortmund. Good signing at Dortmund. He had his best form there. He was unstoppable at Dortmund, and so maybe he does know the German style. He was very effective when he was there, that's for sure. But he's been hindered by injury, bad attitude, turning up late for training, that kind of thing at Barcelona, not really being a professional. Even though he's super talented. I remember one time England were playing France at Wembley, and he tore for raw pace and drive. He's rapid. He ran away from Kyle Walker, and Kyle Walker was putting it in. You could see Kyle Walker was like, hold on a minute, and went into overdrive, and he still couldn't get close to him. And the guy was dribbling with the ball. I think Dembele is a superb talent, but yeah, obviously, as people saying, he's SHIT. I don't think that's the case. I just think he's got a bad attitude and he's not being professional as a player. Various injuries, you know. Any other transfer news? Because I've got one. I'll throw one out on quickly. Fiorentina striker Duran Varovic. Excuse me, I'm not Serbian, so I'm struggling there. He scored 28 goals in 38 games in the whole of 2021. He's lethal, left-footed. There's so many good left-footed strikers at the moment, isn't there, at the top level? Haaland, Lukaku, all these guys. But he's a very potent finisher, a traditional kind of number 9. I've watched him the other week. He scored against Milan. He's got a brace against Milan. Zlatan could have got a hat-trick as well. I mean, it was a good game. I think Fiorentina won in the end. I'm sure he did. Yeah, but I was watching that game thinking, wow. And he's sort of come on the radar. Everyone seems to be looking at him, and now our names be thrown in the hat. I don't think that's going to happen, though, to be honest. What do I know? Here's one. Sorry, quickly. Isaac, the Swedish international Somali guy, Mitrovic. Who's Mitrovic?
Is that Mitrovic? Does he mean
not the Fulham?
Not the Fulham guy. The ex-Fulham.
I hope not.
Is he still at Fulham, Mitrovic?
Yeah, he scored a lot of goals this season at Fulham in the Championship. But yeah, who knows? Who knows? We don't know what sort of player they're interested in. But that was a rumor. And who else have I got here? Red Bull. Okay, yeah, that's me. I'm out of transfer gossip. Unless you've got anything to add, or anyone in the comments got anything to add?
There's just something from Owen Hargreaves. Something that he said about about Rangnick, which was he said, and this is again a quote from what Owen Hargreaves has said. He said, "I think the sky is the limit, but he's going to have to get in there and see when can I push and when can I back off. When do I have to bring in the older guys on board, the Rafael Varanes, Cristiano Ronaldos, and get their opinion? Because I think it's going to be a delicate first few weeks." Now, that's a really interesting comment coming from somebody who's been at Man United before. When you go back Monday, just a few weeks ago, when I was talking about Ole, when he was still in charge, and I said, maybe he needs to go to the players and have a conversation. And everybody basically laughed and said, well, no. And then what came out the next day? Exactly that's what had happened. Crisis talks, amongst the players. And sometimes you do need to do that as a manager. And if you do a good enough manager and a clever enough manager to do it in the right way, it doesn't look like you're in any kind of place where you're struggling. You're just being respectful of the players' opinions and also, taking on board what they've got to say. So I think that's a really interesting comment there from Owen Hargreaves. And I think, that could really benefit us in these early days because, like we say, it's so important to make good impressions early on, and between player and manager. You don't want anybody spitting the dummy out and starting to get a bit tetchy. We need everybody to be on board, everybody focused, and everybody training hard and getting into what it is Rangnick's going to bring to us. So what do you make of that comment?
I think Hargreaves got a lot of insight of German football and Manchester United as well. So you have to respect anything he says about this matter. He clearly knows what's going on. He probably got a few spies inside Man United as well about the structure, the hierarchy of the changing room. And so he probably knows how to get that fine balance to get the best out of these players, And clearly, since Ronaldo's come in, we've seen a lot more people being disheartened with the style of football, and it's sort of coming out. And Ronaldo's still scoring goals, but we've actually had, since Ronaldo's come in, we've sacked our manager, basically. We've got rid of our manager, and we're looking for better. We're looking to improve, So maybe the standards are going up, and but you have to manage these people with fine kind of technique. You can't really go all guns blazing, I think. And I think someone like Ralph, from what I've seen of him in the flesh, everyone's seen that clip of him in the changing room, how he tried to motivate players. He's the boss. So you're not going to have players. Yeah, I think that it'll be like, no, hush up. He's got that air of him. No, I'm talking. You stand. Like when I was in school, in high school, when our headmaster used to walk in the classroom or walk in the assembly, we all had to stand up, and he used to wear a cloak as well, and it put fear into me. Even though he's an old, crusty man, I'd be terrified because he had the air of authority, and I think Ralph's got that too. Hopefully he can employ that onto the players, and no matter what sort of standard you are or how high you are up at the hierarchy, whether you're Ronaldo or whether you're Greenwood at the bottom there. I say Greenwood at the bottom because he's one of the younger players, you know what I mean? But I think he needs to sort of have a little psychological thing here and think, right, what's the best approach? Or do I just come in how I am and get them all to respect me, because even our own Alex Ferguson, look how he treated Eric Cantona. There's been a lot of quotes about players. All you guys in the comments, you know about this, how oh, it's Eric, give him a break, it's only Eric, because he's super talented, you know, and it worked for us, you know.
Of course.
And I think, yeah, Hargreaves knows a lot about this.
I just want to add to that is the fact that you've got to look at it this way from Rangnick's point of view. You know, he's going into the club now, and Ollie's, let's just say Ollie's like, he's landscaped the garden, right? You're not just going to go terracing through the garden, ripping everything up. You know, he needs to look at and observe what's being laid in front of him by Ollie. You know, he's got a lot on his plate right now in these early days, and this is why I think Owen Hargreaves has come out and said this type of comment, because it shows the intelligence of the guy, you know, this of Ralph Rangnick. Because, like I say, he will observe, he will come in and kind of tread carefully to begin with, rather than just coming in and doing the David Moyes or a Jose Mourinho or even a Van Gaal for that matter. You know, just coming in and going, right, we're tearing all this crap up. We're going to go right back to basics. I don't think he's in that position and that kind of manager to do that. So for me, everything is just pointing in positive places. I can't see any sort of negative issues around what this guy's going to do at the club. Not yet in the early days. And like I say, for me, he got further on down the line, you know, in 3-4 months' time, when we're close to a trophy or to a top 4 or whatever, blah, blah, then, you know, if things have to be said to certain players and he has to ruffle a few feathers, then that's the time to do it. Not okay. Too early on.
Do you want to say hello to Reese? He says, can't wait to see all the lazy bees that don't work get chucked out of the team. And also, he's really excited. He admires this Ralph, and he's really buzzed at the moment. So welcome, Reese. Hope you're doing well, Reese. I want to hear what you've got to say. I love listening to you, Reese. I was listening to you the other day. And just want to touch on this, what Connor's saying as well. He said that Bruno could be placed in this, everyone's seen now, this 4-2-2 formation, which can expand, 2 wingers up behind the strikers who tuck in, all this kind of thing. Everyone's seen. I'm sure we've all read the book now. I'm sure we all connoisseurs on this philosophy, but he's saying Bruno could drop in to the midfield 2, or we could even have people like Donny and Bruno and Pogba in those positions as well. And just to add to that, there's a question here from Lou Manu, all the way from East Africa. Where are you from again? I forgot where you said you're from. Anyway, he says, can Bruno, question for you, you can take this one, TALKMU, can Bruno, Sancho, Pogba and Donny be in the same lineup under Ralph?
Sorry, put that back just so I can read them.
Okay.
Sorry.
So Bruno, Sancho, Pogba and Donny be in the same lineup under Ralph. I say yes.
I don't know about Pogba. That's my only concern for Pogba. He's a great player. He's got a lot of ability and everything else, as we've banged on about many, many times. We've banged that drum to death. But has he got I don't think he's got the initial burst of pace that's going to be needed to transition the energy from the pressing that you do in this type of formation and style of play, and you quickly turn that into the attack. I don't know if Pogba's he needs a bit of time to get going in his pace, if you know what I mean? And so he's great at holding the ball up and you know, turning players and all the rest of it, but has he got that? I don't know. I'm just not sure. I mean, I might be proved wrong. You know, Rangnick might be able to work something here, but for me, the other two, definitely, but I'm not so sure about Pogba. Okay,
so just a quick lineup here in the 4-2-2-2 from Rebel, who is our resident here, all the way from Ireland. He said, De Gea in goal, Tellez left back, Bailey and Varane, maybe for the pace, Wan-Bissaka right back, Fred and Donny in the 2, Bruno and Sancho in the 2, and Ronaldo and Martial in the 2. So that's a good one there. Just going through the comments now. We're going to start winding up, guys. Anything else you want to add? I know you guys are we've established everyone's happy with Ralph. Now it's all about how are we going to play? What really are you looking forward to? Do you think we're going to have a period where we're going to get beat, like concede lots of goals? Do you think it's going to take a long time for these players to learn the system? Do you think footballers are intelligent? I mean, do you really think footballers know what they're doing out there? Do you think they really know about strategy and formations and that kind of thing? Do you really think footballers on the whole know more? Because we seem to. I mean, I think fans, especially the fans on the Man United agenda and the people that comment in, I'm really impressed by how much people know. The Reeses, the Noahs, the Yanks, the Bath Times, all you guys out there. I'm missing people. You all seem to know what's a Jackie as well. You know, it's really, really good conversation. I think I'm sure someone from the Man United will be watching in and just to have an ear and listen to what's going on, because I love the conversation here. We don't know what's really going on, but the more we sort of research and all the information's there. I mean, we all sound like top coaches. It's like a top coaching cinema at times, you know.
The thing is, the thing is when it comes to, like, as you know, you play football. You know, it's you give players specific instructions, but which are not too detailed, not too much to do. Okay, so but when the whole team is on the same page and understanding the whole system, but then in that you've got your individual little role, it makes it easier for the team to perform as a sort of orchestra, so to speak. You know what I mean? Rather than somebody being out of tune. You know what I mean? If you give them specific instructions, like Manchester City, for example, they're perfect. Pep Guardiola is a perfect manager to look at in terms of how he gets his team to play. With you look at the individual players and what they do, but you look at all their roles and it all works into the system that he wants them to play. You know what I mean? It's like all the ingredients are right for the end dish, so to speak. So for me, I don't think it's going to be as difficult as people make out for our team and our boys and our squad to actually adapt themselves into what Ranieri's going to ask us to do. I think, you know what, initially, 2 or 3 training sessions to get the basics down first, and then 2 or 3 games in, we're going to start seeing real signs of what it is we're actually doing. And you know what? I'm not even bothered if we don't make top 4, to be honest with you. I'm just not at this stage. I just want to see us as a team understanding what it is the manager's wanting to do, identifying the players that we don't need and the players who cannot work to that system, getting rid of them, bringing a few players in and going on for next season. Because for me, this is all now heading towards next season. Because I think he's going to probably be the manager next season, because he's going to do so well leading up in this 6 months to next season that they're going to think, you know what? Whoa, wait a minute. Do we actually need to take him out of this position? Either that or it's going to be Ten Hag. I don't see the Poch link for me. It don't work. Okay,
guys, before we sign out now, please press in. We're going to do the Jurgen press, but it's going to be with our fingers, and press that like button. Or not with our fingers. We wouldn't do anything. With your mouse. Get on your mouse and click the like button, guys. I want to see more likes out there, man. Come on, there's 16 people in the house, and I don't know how many likes there are, but I want to see some more likes. And make some comments after the show, please, on this link right here. I'm just going to go through finishing up all these questions here, all these comments. Fantastic comments again. Oh, Jackie. Jackie's always late. Look at her. Always arrives late. She's got so much to say late on, and we're just about to sign out, Jackie. Where were you? Well, did you set your reminder, Jackie? I don't think you did. Just quickly, I want to ask you guys, what are you doing tomorrow with the game? Are you going to have your Sunday dinner? Are you going to have a beer? Are you going to be sitting down? We've all got to watch this and take it in, because it's going to be a massive game. Where are you guys going to be to watch the game? What's your setup? Do you have your sofa? Do you shut the door so there's no noise? Do you have your friends round? I mean, I hope what you're all doing is tuning in to the Man United Agenda, because TalkMU is going to be doing a live watch along. So make sure you tune in to Man United Agenda, watch the game yourself, and turn down the volume on the TV and turn up Man United Agenda. Yeah, because TalkMU will be giving you the lowdown and really real good interaction with you guys. I'm signing out now because we've seen so many comments. There's so many to go through. But you guys have been fantastic. Anything, last words, TalkMU, before we go?
No, just I'm so excited about the game tomorrow. Looking forward to it and the watch home. But I just want to big up everybody who's in the chat. The continued support is fantastic. And Rushmano. I'm
forgetting everybody. Yeah, Rush, big up.
There's loads. Noah, Lou, Rebel, Bath Time. There's loads. It's really great to see people, coming back and supporting the channel. It really is. And Berber as well.
Berber was in the house earlier. Big up, man. Yeah, and what I love the positivity in there. It's like a little community now, And if there's going to be any bitching or anything like that, I'm going to have to come. Me and Connor will come and slap some people around. We're not having that in this Not in this house, Not in this house. I'm talking to, right? Stop it. Anyway, guys, I really want you to enjoy the game tomorrow. I want you to enjoy the live watch along with TalkMU. You guys have been great, man. Thanks for tuning in. Really do appreciate that. It's going to be hard work. I'm going to the game tomorrow. I'm all set up. What we're going to put on the channel, we're going to put a nice little wrap of Solo. He calls himself MC Solo these days, and he's got a new rap called Mic Check 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. And I'm gonna pass it on. So check it out on YouTube. I edited it today, and it's a quality bars, pure bars. You know,
you're meeting up with the lady from Stratford Paddock, aren't you?
Yeah. So I'm meeting up with Kirsty from the Stratford Paddock. She's like a professional commentator, presenter. She looks good. She smells good, and she talks good as well. So yeah, I'll be looking cool. I'll be looking cool hanging around with Kirsty tomorrow and doing our interviews and everything else. Yeah. So we'll be outside the stadium. We're not going to go in. We're going to watch the game outside and then prepare our questions and hopefully get some fine fans to come on and explain what happened in the game, you know. So tune in tomorrow on the Stretford Paddock as well. Go and check them out and tune in to us as well. Hopefully we have some quality interviews. On that note, it's 50 minutes in. Yeah, sorry.
Also, just one last comment. If you also go and check out Flying Pig United. Go and check out Flying Pig.
I have been. I have been.
It's great. It's great.
Yeah. Good content, man. Good content.
Big up all the guys who have been coming over from Flying Pig. Much appreciated and enough respect and love.
I mean, you know what makes me laugh? Flying Pig, Bath Time with Vaughan, all these stupid names, you know. Yeah, people think, you know, imagine you see them down the street, Flying Pig. Yeah. Bath Time with Vaughan, you know.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Come on, man. But I don't know what you look like, but yeah, enough respect to you guys. Enough respect. Everyone is tuned in today. Once again, just hit the like and keep supporting us. We're putting in the work, and we love to be, you know, even just a little piece of appreciation makes our day, you know. So thank you, everyone who's tuned in, and we'll see you tomorrow. What time? 4:30. What time kicking off? 4 o'clock.
We'll be going live at 4:15.
4:15 tomorrow. Yeah. Okay, brilliant. Any more news, guys? Keep your ear to the street or the grapevine or the gossip columns and let us know what's going down. But as for now, we are out of here. Enjoy your evening. Good night.
Ciao.